want premium ad-free content? Duh. Content that's not censored by big tech, of course. Well, with SD Insider, you can get behind the scenes and a whole lot more. Link in the description. What's up, FTFers? Today we're going on another adventure as promised. The question I have for you today is, do you have a comms plan in place in case there were an emergency? We've recently had cyber attacks and the phone lines and 911 and the gas pumps and the internet have been down. Now, it was spotty across the nation, but in a lot of places that held true. Now, we're gonna pretend for a minute that I am not a ham radio operator. And so something that you could do if you weren't is you could find somebody that's in your network. In my case, it's Captain Battlebox, and he's a whole city away. We're also gonna pretend that I don't have a half a tank of gas all the time in my vehicle. And because the gas pumps are down, I wanna use something that doesn't consume fuel. So I can't think of a better thing to use than my new Troxus LYNX Plus. Now for the safety patrol, I do have my helmet. I've also got my gloves. I will be hitting surface roads. I will be hitting the highway. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on right quick. There we go, look at that display. Oh, see that cyclist right there? That means that the bike is in cadence sensor mode. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press this button for 2 seconds, and you'll notice that the cyclist is gone. Now what that means is that I have turned off the cadence sensor and I've put on the torque sensor. Now this is the only bike on the market that actually has that. And we'll talk about that, the difference between the two, when we're on the road. Before we hit the road, I'm gonna go ahead and put some electrolytes into my canteen just to make sure that I've got enough potassium, sodium, and magnesium. We're gonna go ahead and dump the snake juice into the canteen. Oh yeah. Give it a good shake. Test it for good measure. Hints of banana. Tones of electrolytes. Ugh, that stuff tastes nasty. It's always good to mix that with something else, just so it tastes better, but in this case, I'm doing it raw. Back into the bag. Can he do it with one hand? Yes. All right, no cars, let's go. Wow, this torque sensor sure is smooth. What it does is it takes input speed from how hard I turn the crank. You can't get me. Let's see how the throttle works. Now this is a class 3 bike. It should go up to 20. We are going up a pretty good hill though. Okay, 18 miles an hour up the hill. And we've got our first road to cross. All right, to cross. Yes, please. Ooh, look at that vet Stingray. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up to 5 PAS, or pedal assist. That way when the light changes, I can get over there as fast as possible. And there we go. Nobody's coming. Wow, this thing is quick, yo. That's pretty impressive. Oh, we gotta cross again. Hate that about the city. Bam. Okay, there we go. Nobody's turning. Let's take off. Yes, let's do this. I'm loving it. Nice and nimble. I did go ahead and pump the tires up. I've got 22 PSI in the rear and 20 in the front. Right now I'm barely pedaling. I can feel resistance on the pedals, which is pretty nice. You don't get that huge ghost pedaling thing like you would get with a cadence sensor. Wow. And another crosswalk. We have the go ahead, but we're gonna check. Okay, nobody's coming. Switch over here. Man, I really like the way this bike accelerates. And I'm really hoping that we can get more mileage. Nobody's coming. I really hope that we can get more mileage out of this bike using the torque sensor. Man, because right now we're just cruising. I'm gonna put the pedal assist down. Put it on 3. Another crosswalk. Watch for vehicles, no kidding. I will be happy when we get out of the city though. This is what you gotta do in an emergency, so we're doing it. Oh, we got the crosswalk. All right, let's look both ways and let's go. Oh yeah. So we're coming up to none other than AT&T and Verizon. Now during the cyber attack, this was one of the places that I came. I didn't go to AT&T, I'm with Verizon. But I did go in the store and ask, and of course I got a bunch of malarkey. We're working on it, sir. Don't worry. We are not the government, but we are here to help. Now another thing I did was I came up here to the gas station and I went to all the pumps, and all the pumps were down at the time. As you can see today, they're up and running. But during that cyber attack, they were down. So what I did was I parked and I got out and I started talking to people. Some people had service, some people did not. Today we're not concerned about that though. We're just gonna go ahead and get back out on the road, get out of this city. Man, this thing's nice and nimble. I like to start off by hitting the throttle and then I switch over to the pedal. Oh my God, we got the crosswalk. Let me look, there's nobody coming. Let's go. Oh, a couple more bikers. Back to pedaling again. Man, this thing's flying now. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride here. I don't see anything to worry about on this brand new sidewalk. There it is, there's the interstate. Now I want to be clear, I'm not going to be riding on the interstate itself, I'm going to be off to the side, okay? So for all the safety Nazis out there, oh, those hydraulic brakes are sweet. I'm going to go ahead and go now. Ooh, it's telling me to stop or hurry up one. Okay, this is going to be what I think is probably the most dangerous part of the trip, getting on the highway. We only have to go up one exit though, so that's a good thing. All right, we're gonna be off to the side here. Oh, let's race, come on, I saw the look in his eye. He wanted some. Man, everything is nice and smooth. I'm really liking it. I did good on my tire pressure selection too. I can tell the bike is pretty quick because of it. If I was gonna go off-road, I would go down on my tire pressure a little bit. But I wanted to get as much out of this battery as I possibly could. So I went ahead and pumped it up. And I'm thinking that was a good choice. That will also help with battery fatigue. If you're gonna go on a long ride, there's little tricks you can do to help you out. The tire pressure is one of them. Oh man, I hate riding on this part of the road just because you never know, there could be glass, things on the tarmac that could actually puncture a tire. And actually lower tire pressure is better when it comes to puncturing your tire. So we're gonna take it nice and easy. Last time I did this, the Kendas, they held up really well. They're the Crusade models. And I haven't had any problems with them whatsoever. And last time I rode on railroad tracks. Gravel, sand, dirt. I think the only thing I didn't ride on was, you know, snow or ice. But so far, the Crusades from Kenda have been holding up awesome. Man, we are making good time right now. I'm really happy about that. We're just barely pedaling, going 20 miles an hour. We have the ability to go up to 28 miles an hour. All right, we did it. We did the interstate. We're doing well here. I'm gonna put that up to 8. Oh yeah, that's nice. I can feel the power come on when I rotate the pedals here. It's not like a cadence sensor. It's pretty smooth. The more input I give it, the faster the bike will go because it gives me more power. Now, just so y'all know, I have a comms plan in place with Steven. So when I get to certain points, I'll pull over and I'll let him know that I'm okay. And so if I miss one of my radio points with him, he's gonna be coming to get me. So I've got these contacts set up at different intervals. And this is our first one, so I'm gonna stop. Go ahead and put my kickstand out. Give him a call. Also, I think I'm gonna get some water while I'm here too. All right, so I've contacted Steven to let him know I'm okay. I'm gonna drink some water with electrolytes here. Just, it's good to take a break every so often. That wasn't a really hard leg or anything, but you need to stay ahead of it. You need to stay hydrated. Man, I think I have found something. It never ceases to amaze me what you find in cities. I'm not sure what this is, but I think it's like a tarp or a piece of plastic. If we had to build a shelter, positive mentality, you should always be looking for resources. But look what I found here. Oh, wait a minute. This is a, I'm not gonna touch it. Oh my God. It's a blanket. It's an Eddie Bauer. Oh my God. Okay, tell me that that would not be a score if you were, I got half a mind to pack that up. Not really. But if you needed it, if it was an emergency, that would be the bomb. I mean, always keep your eyes open. Wow. That's crazy. People in their trash. It's sad, really, but sometimes that could help you out. Now, something else that I want to point out is I also have my Grail with me as well. And this is the titanium Grail, so if the filter failed, then I can still boil water in the cup. I've got this one full as well. You don't want to drink everything all at once. Just make sure you take sips and stay hydrated. But something that I want to point out is if we do find a water source, we do have the Grail. We can filter and we can purify while we're out here on the road. Okay, so it's time for us to hit the road again. Something else that you should have on you while I'm thinking about it is cash. You should always have cash on you in a situation like this. Put our gloves back on. Go ahead and break these things in because I'm going to be using them next weekend. Jason Salyer and I are doing a class together up at Georgia Bushcraft. It's called Escaping Atlanta. I think this is going to be a pretty good one. I'm looking forward to that. But we'll be talking about this stuff. Okay. Let's make sure we don't get run over here. One thing I love about a bike. Check this out. Nice. All right, let's get back on the sidewalk because now we're on Highway 5. And oh, look at this. The highway runs out. Okay. Well, do a little off-roading here. Let's see, do I have, let's see, I have the suspension locked. Let's open up the, woo, this thing takes off. Use that suspension to our advantage here. Okay. Huh, it's a little smoother, what do you know? Oh, we got the go ahead already. Nobody's coming. Let's do it. All right. And it looks like, yep, running out of road again. All right. We're gonna have to be careful now. All right, we're just gonna stay over to the right as much as possible here. We'll go ahead and coast down this hill. Homeboy is in a hurry. Okay, we're going up a hill, a slight incline. I've got it in 8th gear. I'm pedaling. I can feel the assistance from the bike. Holy net. I just learned how to make nets this past week with Mike Simmons. And I'm telling you what, if you find a net, you better pick it up. Making a net is a skill. It's an art form. I mean, sure, you're doing the same thing over and over again, but the amount of time that it takes to make one, oh my God. If this was a real life scenario, I would have stopped and picked that thing up for sure, without a doubt. As far as positive mentality goes, on this trip, we have found all kind of cool stuff. That Eddie Bauer blanket and a net, shoot, we're living high on the hog. That's two things that are really hard to recreate in nature. That would have been an absolute score, both of them. This 750 watt Bafang motor is kicking it. All right, a little room. What is this, like a mini sidewalk? Never seen an asphalt sidewalk before. Man, I'm really enjoying the torque sensor. It's like a game changer. The torque sensor, as far as the extra distance that you can get with that, because you're determining when the bike uses the power by the stroke of the crank. What an advantage. I mean, they had the ability to go from, the OG Lynx would go 60 miles. Now they're saying with this one, you can go 90 miles. Now, obviously I'm 6'2", 260. I won't get 90 miles, but I'm gonna get a lot more than I did last time. Which the last time I did an adventure video, I got 42 miles and the battery didn't die, but it was really close. I might have got 45 miles out of it, maybe. And that was with me doing the work. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my turn signal, let them know I'm turning. That's something new. Pretty nice. I didn't have to, you know, my hands didn't have to leave the handlebars. All right. Now I can turn that off. You do have to turn it on and off. It doesn't self-cancel. One of those dopes going down the highway with the turn signal light flashing. There's the other side of the highway. Or the interstate, I should say. Uh-oh. Look at this poor guy. Woo, he's stinking, son. Huh. They got people stopped up here. It's like a little go-kart track. That's pretty sweet. Paving the road. All right, we'll take a break with them. I do. All right, I may have the answer. I see right here is a sidewalk. Oh yeah, check this out. We can go around them, maybe. Huh, construction zone. All right, well, I didn't plan on doing any off-roading, but looks like we are. But, oh yeah. Loose gravel, no problem. Yes, we have conquered, and we've run out of road again. It just ends. Well, it was nice for a second. Let's see here. Looks like I can get back out on the road here. Yeah, let's do it. How about it? Yes, open road. Now see, you couldn't do that in a vehicle. Yes, I love bikes. Just open road. Let's open her up. That's what I'm talking about. We're getting back out into the country here, which is nice. Getting out of the city. But wow, there's a lot of cars right now. All right, this guy, I don't know if he sees me or not. I'm gonna make sure. We're not gonna take a chance. No, she doesn't see me. Okay, yeah, let's do that. All right, smart choice. Don't take it for granted. Do the right thing. Don't get smashed by the Camaro. This looks like a good spot. Yeah, we'll pull over right here. What is that, a goat? There's a goat. He's interested, very interested in me. Man, look at that house. Look at this whole field he's got plowed. I wonder what he's growing this year. Oh, and of course, roosters. More roosters. They're everywhere. Cannot get away from roosters. Tell you what, when the apocalypse does come, it's gonna be a lot of chicken. Now, while we're stopped, one thing that I can say about this new seat is they've done something different to it. I don't know what it is, but it's actually way more comfortable than the OG Lynx. And I gotta say, that makes me happy. So far there's been no issues whatsoever. Everything is running perfect. I have made radio contact with Steven, and I think it's about time for us to hit the road again. One thing that I can report on that is a little bit more difficult than you think it would be is when you're in the country, well, it's kind of hard to find a place to take a piss, actually. Because if you're on somebody's private property, you might get shot with a shotgun. Say goodbye to the goats. See ya! Guy's cutting his yard. Give him a friendly wave. That's what you do out here in the country. Look at that old Ford tractor. Man, that's just sexy. Cruise a little bit. Oh yeah. Stand up. That's what I'm talking about. King of the world. Here's a power line that I used to hunt years ago. Tell y'all a funny story about this place. My buddy Jamie, he takes me out and he says, "Hey, you ever seen a deer exercise?" I was like, "No, Jamie, I don't reckon I have." So we go out to a spot. Sure enough, the sun comes up, a doe pops up, she runs around in a big square on the power line multiple times, and then she lays back down in the exact spot she got up from. I couldn't believe it. First time I ever saw a deer exercise. He said that every morning that he goes hunting, he watches that doe do it. And I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. Yeah, this is it. This is where we relieve our bladders. Oh yeah, Turn that turn signal off. Oh man, I gotta tell you, that feels awesome. All right, now I can enjoy my ride again. I'm not feeling hungry. I did bring a snack. I've got some nuts with me. It's always a good idea to bring some snacks with you when you're doing something like this. Keep you fueled up. So I guess in the comments, like what's your favorite snacks when you're off in the woods? What gives you the most energy? Let's think about stuff that's lightweight and calorie dense. Gives you all the short-term and long-term energy that you need. There's some bikes. Yeah. All right. Just cruising, baby. Oh God, the power of that motor's kicking in now. Oh yeah. Ah, a breeze. It feels so good. Oh yeah. Make sure the mic is still on. Oh, that feels so nice. Handling is good on this bike. I mean, the Lynx was already really nimble bike to begin with. Oh my God, is that the sun? I saw the sun pop out for a second. I've been just praying on this trip that it doesn't rain on me. Although I can report when I took this to Georgia Bushcraft that it poured rain on us. And I was a little bit worried because I didn't have like an extra fly that I could cover the bike up with. It just had to get soaking wet. Everything got soaking wet as a matter of fact. It was as big a turd floater as you could ask for, and I had no issues with the bike whatsoever, running like a champ. So if it does rain, I don't have to worry about the bike. All I'd have to worry about is me. I did bring my rain poncho. I've got, you know, some survival stuff in my backpack. If for some weird reason we did have to seek shelter, we could. And of course, I've got my spare 10mm socket. I don't plan on having to use it, but we're in America. Don't leave home without it. Oh, another hill. Yes. Bike is very stable at speed. This thing just feels really, you know, like Mike Simmons was saying, things of quality have a feeling of solidarity. I mean, this thing at speed feels great. It doesn't get the wobbles going on. The rake and trail on this bike is great. It definitely has that BMX feel to it. I love that about the Lynx and the LYNX Plus. It's kind of like the fountain of youth. It takes me back to when I was a kid. I say kid, when I was, even in my 20s, I was freestyling. And then eventually I got to the point where you're gonna end up having one of those life injuries if you don't watch out. So I put it down, but it's always been in my heart. And so riding the LYNX Plus here, it's almost like taking me back to my childhood. I feel like a kid again. It's just so much fun. What a pleasure to ride. Wow, we are making excellent time too. I'm really impressed. If I go on the highway, it's about a 30-minute drive. We're killing it on these back roads. I'm totally digging on it. All right, I'm gonna turn on my turn signal here. I'm not used to having a turn signal, that's just crazy. So easy. I'm not used to that. Pretty cool. Okay, time to stretch the legs a little bit. Thank God the sun is not out. It's a nice cloudy day. It definitely feels like rain, but the temperature right now is perfect. Cannot complain, will not complain. Loving it. It's almost like I'm flying here. It's pretty cool. No cars to speak of. Oh man, there's a dog, but there ain't no way he's gonna catch us going 30 plus miles an hour. I'm gonna use these hydraulic brakes hard because we got to turn here. There we go. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to go down a gear. This is a hard hill. Down 3 gears. Okay. Not bad though. Not bad at all. Yeah, we're in the hills now. Up a hill, down a hill. See how much speed we can get going up this hill, because we're gonna have to go down. More gears. Oh, this is a steep one. Yeah. Keep going down. All the way down. We're still making it though. Turn. Wow. Whew. What a hill. Okay. Start going up hills. That one was a little tiring. Come on. Oh my God, we're almost there. We have made it. In case y'all didn't know, it's the end of the world. That's why I'm here on the bike.
I was wondering why this phone was getting all weird.
Y'all are stuck with me now. It's over. You don't have a choice.
Cool. Grab a hammer. Working on the greenhouse.
Oh wow, they're already putting me to work. I just got here. Don't you know how long it took for me to get here? Like it was such a journey for me to get here. All I came here was to use your ham radio. I'm just using you. That's it.
I'm used to that.
Now that we got you mic'd, what is going to be the emergency plan?
Well, we're going to get on the HT, and just from the driveway, I can hit Forsyth County's repeater, which means I can hit just about any repeater all the way up in the Pickens area from the driveway, so I don't have to use my big antenna on the driveway or the garage. So we're going to reach out to all of our FTFers
and figure out what the heck is going on.
Right. Assuming the cell towers are down or are going down, we'll text first because that runs on a lower bandwidth or it uses something different. So text will usually go through where phone calls won't. If that doesn't work, we'll try to raise them on the radio. Typically when you have something like this happen, you already have a plan in effect where, okay, hey, my phone's not working, the TV, they're giving me these weird reports. Maybe I should turn my radio on to whatever pre-designated frequency or channel and just listen. Some people have those plans in effect, some people don't. But if you don't have it in effect beforehand, it's not gonna work when it happens. So
now in this particular case, what I did last time was I didn't have any comms at all and I had no internet, but that was related to a router problem that I had going on. But I did do a sniff test. I got on the bike, I went up, I did verify there was no fuel. So there was no fuel at the gas. They had the little bags.
Shut down?
Yeah, they had the entire gas station shut down, both of them, close to me. And what it did end up doing is I went back to the house, got on the ham radio, started surfing the nets, and just, trying to gather as much info as I possibly could.
Yeah.
But let's say that I didn't. I could have rode up here and then Steven could have saved the day. So do you have somebody in your network that you could go to that is a ham radio operator that could help you out?
And has extra fuel on hand.
And has extra fuel as well. But my bike doesn't take fuel.
No, but if you have the spare room that you could take back a 5-gallon can of fuel, you might need it at your place.
That's true. And I would have the capacity to actually haul it because I can put 100 pounds
on the back
of the bike.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's another reason if I needed fuel. Let's say that I pulled a dum-dum and I didn't have a half a tank of fuel in my Jeep, which, you know, hey, emergency waits for no man, right? Yeah. It could happen. You know, I could have came and got some spare fuel from him. And what's good right now is that I'm at a friendly place and I can relax a little bit. And I was talking to him a little bit about the country. It was a little bit harder for me to take a piss than I thought it would be out here. There were signs everywhere about warning shots and we shoot first, ask later.
Yeah, ammo's too expensive. They'll just shoot you.
They'll just shoot. Yeah, so while I am hydrating up with some extra water that Steven hooked me up with, and he's obviously hydrating as well. Is this what your pee is going to look like? I see you went ahead and you pulled out some boxes.
Yep.
What is this one right here? This is the family comms box, and this is an Apache box from
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, right?
Yep.
They're really inexpensive.
Pelican's great, but these are more least expensive and they're more readily available.
Oh, what do we got here? Part of our comms plan.
Yep. And it says it, community channel plan. It lists everything out that we need. And
right
we
there.
have our cheap Baofeng radios that work.
They work though. I've used them for years and years and years and they work. And you'll notice here inside of this case, he went ahead and cut everything out. That way he's got, you know, his whip antennas, he's got the chargers and the radios all in one place. Yep. But that's not it. That's not everything that you've got. Where's that book that you had?
Oh, yeah.
So here's where the good stuff is.
This is our cheat sheet.
The cheat sheet for the radios. What do we got in here?
So when you're in a stressful environment, stressful situation, you forget the basics.
Forget stuff.
These are your cheat sheets.
There's all your Q codes right there.
So if you're hearing people calling this stuff out on the radio and you're like, what does that mean? You can go to the book and you can be like, oh, they're asking if I'm busy.
I've got it.
Yeah. So
what else we got?
We've also got our other channels that we have programmed into the radios that we use more commonly for the ARES or the CERT channels. And then it just goes into your tones for activating the different repeaters.
Yep.
And again, these are all local to us. They're very specific to each tower. So I can't remember all of this. I can put it in the radio, but then if something happens and I have to get a new radio and I have to program it, and if I don't have a laptop, I've got all the information at my fingertips to do it manually.
That's awesome, man. And I see also you got these other boxes as well, and they're already labeled too.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep. You want to be able to find it in a quick hurry. So if we don't have access to a radio and we have to do it manually, I always keep it.
The instructions.
This is going to tell you how to program your radios through the radio itself.
Nice. And I used to do that in the field all the time. Would go to, you know, we'd be working with other agencies and they'd have to program their frequencies into my radio.
On the fly.
So that's a good thing, man. You are prepared, brother. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, now that's something that we're trying to stress to y'all. This may seem like a lot to somebody who's never, you know, because I know how I felt when I went to my first ham cram. There was like a 10-year-old kid and he was talking to people on the space station. And I was like, I am in the wrong place. Like, as a matter of fact, I walked out the first time because there were antennas everywhere and I could just tell, like, everybody here is a nerd or a geek and I am so not a tech guy, right?
Yep.
But I went through it. I went ahead and got my license and everything. We're trying to tell you that you shouldn't be afraid of this. No. It's definitely something you should do. You should go to a ham cram. They have all kind of like apps that are available now for you to study and guides to get you started. And I mean, it's not hard to find somebody in your area that actually has this stuff either.
Oh yeah, no, they're everywhere.
So there's really not an excuse. And I think I just proved that with this one. I mean, I only had to go, what, 30 miles or so to get some help in this particular scenario. You might even be able to go less than that in your area because we kind of live in a wilderland and urban area. Yeah, it's where we're at. So, but anyway, you need to do this. All right, brother, I'm out of here. Catch you on the flip side.
See ya.
All right, he told me to watch out for the pothole. There it is. All right, let's go. Let's just hope a deer doesn't come out in front of us. Man, I am loving these old country roads, back roads. It's really interesting just looking and seeing what people have in their yards, and the landscape's beautiful. There's not many cars to have to worry about. It's just better. Hello. Beautiful weather. Everybody's so nice out here. So peaceful. Just really peaceful. I'm gonna pull over here right next to this International that I'm standing in front of out here in the country. We're about to get back to the city, and there's a dog. Of course there's a dog. But what I'm trying to do right now is I wanted to see how little of the bike's battery I could use. So I have been pedaling. I've been keeping the pedal assist down. I kept it on the torque sensor. I haven't used the cadence sensor at all. And we're at about 53% battery life, and I'm not gonna say that we're 3/4 of the way home. I'm not quite at the halfway mark back from Stevens yet, but so far the battery is holding up really well. I just decided to go ahead, pull over here. I'm gonna hydrate up again, call Steven, let him know that I'm okay. And then we're gonna get back on the bike, and I think I can take a little bit more liberty with it on the way back. I'm not gonna count my eggs before they hatch just yet, but so far it's doing really awesome. And we have about 60 miles round trip. Now the last time I did this, it was only 42 miles. This one's a little bit further. So we're really gonna see, you know, can you get the extra mileage out of it? Oh yeah, the bikes. At least they've been waving at me today. Let's listen for cars. We're right at a bend, so I'm not gonna take a chance. I don't see anything or hear anything. Let's go. All right, there's a truck. We made it. Always good to just be safe. All right. I'm gonna keep pedaling and be careful with the throttle. I have ridden e-bikes before where the battery indicator was not correct. I do not want to mess that up on this trip. So I'm gonna keep taking advantage of it. Just keep pedaling. And maybe when I get a little bit closer, then maybe I'll use the throttle. But for now, we're gonna play it safe. I'm still a good ways from home, so don't want to take that chance just yet. There's a Toyota. Absolutely loved my 93. Still got it. My son's driving it now. Great little trucks. Come on, give me some downhill, baby. Oh yeah. Cruise a little bit. Oh, we got our turn coming up here pretty quick. Oh man. Porsche. There's been a lot of motorcycles and sports cars coming from where I've come from. I like to get out here in the country and drive around. I mean, I do the same thing. All right, here we go. Turn on the turn signal. That's so cool. Turn on the turn signal, turn right. These gear changes are just effortless. Back up into 8th. We're back to the roundabout. Looks like they did their paving. Everything's good. I guess we can get back on the sidewalk as well. Oh man, you can smell that asphalt. Hello. There's somebody behind me. All right, how do y'all feel about roundabouts? I kind of like them. I was kind of resistant at first, but now that I've gotten used to them, I like them. Oh yes, finally. We get to go downhill. Oh, please tell me it lasts for a minute. Oh yeah, the open road. All right, we're about to go to the bridge that goes over the interstate, at least the southbound lane. Oh yeah, now we're just cruising, hauling. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Speed. Feedback's good on the bike. Man, I cannot believe that I did not get into this earlier. The thing is, I just keep finding more and more uses for it. And e-bikes are getting so popular now. I'm just so resistant to change. Anybody else have trouble with change? I have trouble with change. I should have been doing this a lot earlier. Oh, just a little bit further to go and we're back in the city. Man, what a great ride it's been so far though. Is that even a button? Yeah, there it goes. There we go. Finally, yes. Okay. Yep. Let's do this. There's the police. So anybody that has any doubts or whatever of us being within the law, I mean, the police were right there. I think you're doing all right when the police wave at you, so. Can he cut through it? Yes. All right, yeah, let's chill out for a second here. Guys, it looks like, okay, on this trip, on the way back, I've gone 29 miles and I have 32% left on the battery. So I'm gonna say, you know, that's pretty good. That's actually really good. I'm impressed. I've only got 2 miles before I get home. And what's happening is my battery on my camera here is dying. And so I think I'm gonna go ahead and have to end it because I need to be responsible and have at least 10% of my battery left in case I have to make a phone call in the next 2 miles. But I am so impressed with this. I gotta send a big shout out to Troxus, thank you. This trip was super enjoyable. I love all of the new additions to the bike. I mean, that's why it's called the LYNX Plus. All the things that you've added just make it that much better. And I can honestly say, this is my new favorite bike. I'm absolutely loving this thing. Just bravo. I mean, y'all just did a great job on it. I'm really, really, really impressed with it. And the thing is, I'm not really even that tired. I'm a little bit hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. All I've been doing is drinking water and electrolytes. But I just want to go ahead and end the video right now. I know that I'm going to make it home. I could probably use the throttle all the way home too if I wanted to, with no problem. And I mean, if you were worried about it, you could always get a secondary battery to go with it. Now, thankfully, I have 3 batteries because I can use the batteries that I have for the OG LYNX in combination with this one. I'm just really impressed, and I keep finding more and more reasons why you should have one. And today, if that was the real deal, then, you know, we would have been able to get on his ham radio. You know, I just can't stress it enough. In a situation like a Cyberattack, this would definitely be a force multiplier. And there's going to be a lot of people that say, yeah, but the EMP thing, look, this is just a tool in the toolbox. I mean, you've got to really prepare for as much as you possibly can. I mean, and what's a realistic scenario? A realistic scenario, a Cyberattack, yeah, that could certainly happen. the gas pump's going down, 911 going down, your phone's going down, pharmacies, etc., all that stuff. Yeah, that can certainly happen. It has happened. It's happened twice this year already. And I'm just trying to help you to prepare for what might potentially happen here in the future. And now, because I have this, I've been able to do 3 different scenarios related to SHTF or emergencies, whatever you want to call it, where, you know, I am so glad that I had this, or that my wife had access to it, or my kids. These things are a force multiplier, and that's all there is to it. This thing is awesome. I'm loving it. So if you're Honey Smack digging the video, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, y'all keep fueling those fires.